In this lesson, we are going to continue with our topic, energy and our planet. Let's start with a warming up activity. You can see here, this is a poster of how to protect our planet. Match these titles with the photos. Chúng ta sẽ nối những cái tiêu đề với cả những hình vẽ thích hợp, những phần thích hợp ở trong poster này. Here's some questions to start our conversation about energy. Is it more expensive to leave light on or turn them off throughout the day? How can you save money in the kitchen? And how can you cut out water heating costs? Okay, write out your answers and post them in the forum. Share with other people. In this lesson, we are going to go on with our listenings for main ideas and specific information. We'll try to analyze the speaker's tone and attitude. With the speaking, we are going to organize ideas for a group presentation. Let's start with some vocabulary. Listen and read this text. This text includes all the important vocabulary about the topic energy and environment. Focus on those words.
Lesson B. Building vocabulary. A. Meaning from context. Page 34.
Tips for saving energy and protecting our environment. Scientists believe that the Earth's temperature is increasing. They believe this increase in temperature is having a negative impact on our environment. You might think that protecting the planet is too big a job for you, but it isn't. There are many small and practical ways you can conserve energy and help protect the environment. Here are some helpful tips. Cut back on driving by taking public transportation or walking more often. You will save a lot of gas if you drive to work 2 or 3 days a week instead of 5. Shop at local stores close to your home. You will drive less so you can spend less money on gas and more money on food. Turn off lights and electronics when you aren't using them so you don't waste electricity. Replace your old appliances like refrigerators and dishwashers with new, efficient models. Old appliances consume more energy than new ones. Keep track of the electricity and gas you use and how you use it. Write down the different activities you do that use gas or electricity and how often you do them in an energy journal. Use your energy journal to help you set a lower target for your energy use each month. For example, if your energy bill is $100 one month, try lowering your bill to $80 or by 20% the next month. Try to reduce the amount of energy you use by making gradual changes to your lifestyle. You will see that making small changes each month can have a big impact on the amount of energy you use and help protect our beautiful planet.
Now, match them with their definitions. You will listen to the pronunciation and then write down the words. Now, let's listen to the pronunciation and write them down. Listen to me and write down these words. Number 1, practical. Practical. Number 2, cut back on. Cut back on. Number 3, local. Local. Number 4, waste. Waste. Number 5, replace. Replace. Number 6, keep track of. Keep track of. Number 7, consume. Consume. Number 8, target. Target. Number 9, gradual. Gradual. And number 10, percent. Percent. Now practice pronouncing these words by yourself. Read the following text. Fill in the blanks with the words. Now moving on to our pronunciation and intonation. Today we'll go on to learn about the using intonation to show our feelings. Ở trong tiếng Anh, ngữ điệu khi nói có thể được sử dụng để thể hiện cảm xúc. Các bạn hãy nghe thử những audio sau và thử đoán xem trong 2 câu này cảm xúc của người nói sẽ là gì. So, according to our recording, we can hear that the intonation of the speaker in the first sentence is going up at the end of the sentence, whereas in the second sentence, the intonation is going down. Ở câu 1, ngữ điệu của người nói lên cao ở cuối câu. Điều này sẽ thể hiện cảm xúc ngạc nhiên. Với câu 2 thì ngữ điệu của người nói hạ thấp ở cuối câu. Giọng có hơi gằn ở chỗ $200, thể hiện cảm xúc nghiêm túc hoặc là tức giận. Thông thường trong tiếng Anh, khi chúng ta lên giọng ở cuối câu thì thường sẽ thể hiện sự không chắc chắn, hoài nghi, ngạc nhiên. Còn khi chúng ta xuống giọng ở cuối câu, thể hiện sự chắc chắn và nghiêm túc. Now listen to these pair of sentences. Are they using rising intonation or falling intonation?
A. Page 36. 1.
The Earth's temperature might increase by 5 degrees.
The Earth's temperature might increase by 5 degrees.
2.
Americans produce twice as much carbon as Europeans.
Americans produce twice as much carbon as Europeans.
3.
Oh, you bought a new TV.
Oh, you bought a new TV.
Listen to the sentences again and choose how each speaker feels.
A. Page 36. 1.
The Earth's temperature might increase by 5 degrees.
The Earth's temperature might increase by 5 degrees.
2,
Americans produce twice as much carbon as Europeans.
Americans produce twice as much carbon as Europeans.
3,
Oh, you bought a new TV.
Oh, you bought a new TV.
We are going to listen to our recording today, but before that, let's practice some vocabulary that will appear in the audio. Match the words with their suitable images. Now we are going to listen to the first part of a conversation between a father and his children. From the beginning, try to guess who is talking, how does the man feel, why does the man feel this way?
Listening. An informal conversation. A. Listening for main ideas. Page 37.
What's the matter, Dad? You look kind of upset.
Well, I am kind of upset. Our energy bill is very high this month.
Really? How much is it?
It's $400, which is a lot higher than usual.
Wow, that sounds like a lot.
Well, it is a lot. I'd really like to find ways to cut back on how much energy we use.
Now listen to the rest of the conversation and answer these questions. Which ideas do the speaker talk about? Check the ideas that you hear.
B. Listening for details. Page 37.
Well, we can help think of some ideas. Like last week in school, we learned about energy-efficient light bulbs. Maybe we should get some of those.
Well, that's a start. Thanks, Jason. I'm sure our local hardware store sells them, or maybe even the grocery store.
I have an idea. Jason should take shorter showers. He takes really long showers, and that probably wastes a lot of energy.
I do not. You take longer showers than I do. Maybe you should stop using your hair dryer every morning. That probably uses a lot of electricity, and it's noisy.
I don't use it every morning.
Kids, you don't have to start taking short showers or stop using the hairdryer, but we do need to try to reduce the amount of energy we use. I think we should keep track of how we're using energy every month. Write it down. Then we can set a target. For example, maybe we try to decrease the amount of energy we use by 10% next month.
How are we going to do that?
Well, we can all try to think of ways to cut back. What do you guys think we can do?
I know. We can put in solar heating panels.
Well, that might save energy, but solar panels are expensive. That's an interesting idea, Jason, but let's try to think of little things we can do every day. Changes we can start making immediately.
Well, okay. For one thing, we have 3 computers here at home, so we should try to remember to turn them off at night. That could help.
Good idea, Diana. Okay, let's try to think of some more ideas. You kids have some good ones.
Oh, maybe we can try to use some of our appliances, like the stove and oven, less often.
What, you want us to eat cold food every day?
No, I didn't say that. But maybe we should eat sandwiches or salads for dinner sometimes, instead of cooking every night. Cooking probably uses a lot of energy.
Okay, kids. That's a good idea, Diana, but I don't think we have to stop eating cooked food for dinner. We just need to think more carefully about how we're using energy and make some changes, and they can be small, gradual changes. Let's see. For example, this month we can replace our light bulbs with more energy-efficient ones and remember to turn off our computers at night. Those were 2 great ideas you kids had. Then next month, we'll look at the bill and see how much we've saved. Then we can decide what to do next. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Moving on to our speaking part, first we'll talk about some spoken English. Today we'll talk about the English, the type of sentences and structures we can use to give advice or suggestions. Trong tiếng Anh có nhiều cách để chúng ta có thể nói về một người nên làm gì đó. Chúng ta có thể đưa ra lời khuyên hoặc là lời gợi ý bằng những cách sau. We can use should and shouldn't. For example, should I replace my light bulbs? Yes, you should. You should replace your light bulb. Chúng ta thường sử dụng should khi chúng ta nói về những điều nên làm. We can also use ought to and ought not to. For example, you ought to get a new refrigerator. Chúng ta thường sử dụng ought và ought not to khi chúng ta muốn thể hiện một ý mạnh hơn là should. Chúng ta thường sẽ không sử dụng ought to ở trong câu hỏi hoặc là câu phủ định. Thường chúng ta sẽ chỉ sử dụng ought to ở trong câu khẳng định. You ought to do it. Ought to. Stronger meaning. We can also use had better to give strong advice. For example, I better pay my energy bill or they'll cut off the power. Or, you had better study harder if you want to graduate. Đối với had better, chúng ta có thể sử dụng để đưa ra một lời khuyên và cái tính chất của lời khuyên này cũng mang tính chất mạnh hơn là should. Chúng ta sẽ không sử dụng had better với cả câu hỏi. Đối với câu phủ định thì chúng ta có thể sử dụng had better not. For example, you better not do it. Or you better not play too much or else you'll forget everything you've studied. Let's do some practice. Choose the correct answer. There are some other phrases that you can use to give advice or suggestions. For example, why don't you? Or why don't we? Why don't you go to the doctor? Or you can say, if I were you, I would ask the teacher. Or let's try to cut back on the amount of energy we used. Let's do some practice. Read each statement, look at the pictures, and write a suggestion for each case. Okay? Pause the video here and try to think of the suggestions that you would give to these people in those situations. Okay, here's my suggestions. If that person say, I want to lose weight, I'll say, well, you should do some more exercise. Maybe you can join a gym. Number 2, your bedroom is a mess. Yes, I ought to clean it soon. Number 3, we have 10 minutes break. Let's get some coffee together. There's a coffee shop nearby. Number 4, it's a beautiful day. Why don't we go to the beach? It seems to be very nice weather out there. Number 5, we've run out of food at home. You'd better go to the market and buy something. Let's talk about presentation. So, when you have to prepare for a presentation, it is important to think about the steps you have to do in order to get to your final result. Khi chúng ta cần phải làm một việc nhóm, làm một bài thuyết trình nhóm, chúng ta cần phải lên kế hoạch rõ ràng từng bước một để chúng ta có thể biết rằng chúng ta cần phải thực hiện những công việc gì để công việc của chúng ta có thể trôi chảy nhất có thể. So, here are some suggestions of how to build your plan. I have 4 steps here. Can you use these titles and fill in those steps? Okay, here's the answer. Step number 1, orientation. You should discuss what the group expected to do. Don't assume that the requirements of the group project is clear to everyone. Đầu tiên, chúng ta cần phải định hướng công việc của nhóm. Chúng ta không thể cho rằng là tất cả mọi người đã biết rằng mình cần phải làm gì rồi. Vì vậy, chúng ta cần phải có một buổi họp và định hướng nhóm cần phải theo chủ đề gì và cần phải làm gì. Step number 2, division of labor. You divide the work between each others. First, you need to divide the project into smaller parts. Then, give each person a part to finish. Chúng ta cần phải chia nhỏ công việc của một cái dự án hoặc là một cái công việc nhóm đó ra và sau đó chúng ta sẽ chia cho mỗi người một phần. Chúng ta lưu ý là cần phải đưa ra một thời gian cố định để mọi người có thể nộp phần việc của mình. Step number 3, assessment. Use some of your group meetings to review what the members have accomplished up to that point. Have the group members feedback about each other's work. Is the material provided by the members what the group needs? Is there anything missing? Chúng ta nên có sự đánh giá chéo phần việc của lẫn nhau. Chúng ta có thể hỏi những thành viên khác ý kiến về phần việc của mình, đồng thời đưa ra những ý kiến về phần việc, đóng góp ý kiến cho phần việc của người khác được tốt hơn. And finally, we have the presentation planning. Once the research on the project is done, the group need to turn to the question of how to present it. You will decide on the presentation format, on the visual aids, about the physical arrangement of the presentation, and how to deliver it. Bước cuối cùng chúng ta cần phải nghĩ đến những phần để thực hiện, tiến hành, thuyết trình bài của chúng ta. Chúng ta cần nghĩ đến chúng ta cần làm dưới dạng format nào, dưới dạng slide hay dưới dạng video, dưới dạng poster. Chúng ta sẽ cần phải chuẩn bị những hình ảnh, những file âm thanh nào. Trong cái phòng mà chúng ta thuyết trình thì chúng ta có cần phải sắp xếp thêm gì nữa không? Và với những thành viên của chúng ta đang có thì ai sẽ là những người phù hợp để thực hiện bài thuyết trình này? So those are some of the skills, some of the steps that we need to do in a group project. In the lesson today, we have learned some vocabulary about saving energy. We have practiced some rising and falling intonation, how they show the speaker's feelings. We've listened to a talk about saving energy, and finally we'll talk about how to plan a group presentation. Hopefully that this lesson is useful to you, and I'll see you next time.